All right, boys and girls, welcome to Mount Polumbus Speaks. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos' freshly coined $60 million man, Jonathan Cooper. Jonathan Cooper, a seventh round draft pick out of Ohio State, was just rewarded with a 4-year, $60 million deal with $33 million fully guaranteed. That is a whole lot of dough for a seventh round draft pick. Jonathan Cooper, when he was coming out of the draft, he was highly valued, well regarded by NFL GMs and scouts, but he slipped all the way to the seventh round in large part due to the fact that he had an irregular heartbeat. Which was scaring off a lot of talent evaluators. They didn't know if he was even going to be able to play football or not, be able to play in the NFL. Well, the Broncos were good with it. Their doctor said, hey, we're cool with it. We think he's healthy. He's ready to play in the NFL. So they take a flyer on him in the seventh round. And Jonathan Cooper has been flat out tremendous. I've been wanting the Broncos to extend Jonathan Cooper for weeks now. If you listen to my show, I've been calling for it for weeks. And the Broncos got it done on what is really a very friendly deal for the team. You know, Jonathan Cooper is fired up to get $33 million fully guaranteed. Who would not be fired up about it? But the crazy part about this is that Jonathan really is turning down an opportunity to earn maybe even double that amount of money if he would have tried to get to free agency. Jonathan, with his current deal, he's averaging $15 million per year. I know, a whole lot of money, but actually in NFL terms, that puts Jonathan Cooper as the 19th highest paid pass rusher in the NFL. So the Broncos go to Cooper early in the middle of the season. They say, hey, we'll offer you this money now. Jonathan Cooper says, yeah, I'll take that money. I'll put it in the bank. All sides are happy. Turns out to be a great deal. Let's dive into the film and see what makes Jonathan Cooper so special. All right, let's look over here at number 0. Okay, this is who we're looking at all day long. Most times he's rushing over the right tackle. Sometimes he will flip over to the left tackle, but for the most part, he's over the right tackle. Jonathan Cooper's got 5.5 sacks on the season so far, and a whole lot more pressures. Here we are in the Seahawks game. I'm telling you, Cooper could have had about 5 sacks in this game. Watch this bull rush. This is a thing of beauty. He takes it straight down the offensive tackle's chest, just runs him over, sack city. And this was the beginning of an absolute nightmare for George Fant in this game. The first clips that we're going to run through are all of Jonathan Cooper's sacks. And then after we get through the sacks, we're going to get to a bunch of pressures. I couldn't get to them all because there's so many, it would take forever to get through them. But I'm telling you, in the Seahawks game, he could have had 5 sacks. Here we are again. I'll pause it. Pause. Okay, let me just highlight us over here again in case anybody is getting tricked since we've flipped the camera angle. We're looking over here at Jonathan Cooper. Again, just a simple bull rush down the offensive tackle's chest. But Jonathan Cooper is so much more than just a bull rusher. He's got a dip move. He's got a rip move. He's got spin moves. He's got a little bit of everything. Okay, we are now in the Tampa game, and we are actually rushing over the left tackle this time. Most times he's over the right, but now we're over the left tackle. Okay, we're going to hit him with the chop rip. Going to chop with that outside hand, and then we're going to try to swim over the top. Now, this is what I would call just a hustle effort sack. You stay engaged. First off, he does bury. Sorry, back to this. Okay, first off, he does put the tackle on his back, but he just stays engaged. High effort sack. I love it. I love high effort sacks. When you're going to get a lot of sacks in a season, hey, about half of them will end up being high effort. They're not all going to be bull rush down the middle of the chest. Okay, we are on the other side of the field now. Jonathan Cooper's over here. All right. Rushing over the right tackle. Raiders are going to try to pick him up with a pulling guard and a running back. We got a double team on him. Another high effort sack right here. High motor, high effort. The dude just never ever quits. All right, Chargers game. Justin Herbert. Again, here we are over here. This time we're going to get a chip presence from our tight end. The tight end more or less whiffs on him. We're going to go speed and get back inside. Now, look, the Broncos are getting a lot of sacks and a lot of pressures. I would give this sack to Zach Allen, and I would get a half sack to Jonathan Cooper on this. But the Broncos have got so many pass rushers right now doing such a tremendous job that everybody's eating. Okay, lined up over the right tackle again. The majority of Jonathan Cooper's sacks this season don't necessarily feel impressive. You're going to be blown away, though, once I get to the pressures. His sacks, a lot of them have just been high effort, right place, right time. I wouldn't say there's necessarily anything special about this particular sack right here, but he just stays engaged. And there's something to be said about guys that know how to be in the right place. All right, Buccaneers game. Baker Mayfield. I love this particular play right here, okay? We are now over on the left side of the screen as we look at it. Jonathan Cooper's right here. Now, here's what I want you to look at, okay? Jonathan Cooper is going to get he's got channel presence from this guy, okay? We're going to get a little bang here, and then we're going to get set out on him. We've basically got three guys all either giving chip or channel presence on Jonathan Cooper, and we still get home and get a sack. Love that, man. Now, there's a bunch of dudes that are involved in that sack. It's clearly not just for Jonathan Cooper, but everybody got to eat. All right, Jets game. Aaron Rodgers. Here we are. We're lined up over on the right side of the screen as we look at it. I like this move, okay? We're going to set him up with the speed. And right now, pause, okay? So this tackle is now overset. This tackle is in a bad shape, all right, man? We got to stay on the inside shoulder as a tackle. We cannot be setting on the outside shoulder like we are right now. Anytime you feel this tackle overset you, well, now you've got a two-way go on him. Now we get to set it up with the speed, boom, bring it inside. Watch after he beats him inside. We're going to run over the running back at the same time. Number 20 tries to give a little bit of help. Let's run over him. Let's get involved on this sack. All right, back to the Seahawks game. I'm telling you, George Fant, he's got to be having nightmares about Jonathan Cooper, number 0. Look at this. Not a sack. Does this not remind you of Von Miller? Just great get off. He times the snap. George Fant is a little bit late for sure, but Cooper feels it. Good speed, dip, rip. Let's get home, baby. Again, we're looking at number 0, lined up over the Seahawks right tackle on our left side of the screen. We get engaged, second effort, okay? When you're a pass rusher, everything's about the second move. We're getting engaged. Now we're going to use our wipers. We're going to wipe those hands off of us. We're over here. Again, it doesn't feel like it's anything special when you look at it. Like, what's he doing that's making this so successful? Well, it's just a good get off, and you're in the offensive tackle's head. Anytime you get the tackle to pause like this, okay, see how the tackle's shoulders are now going in this direction? Well, you got what you want when you get the tackle shoulders going like that. An offensive tackle, he always wants to have his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage as long as you possibly can. That's what you want your shoulders to look like. Because we've got great speed and we've got great get off, now we've got the shoulders looking like that. It's going to give you the short corner. It's going to give you spin move. It's going to give you bull rush. It gives you everything you want when you get a tackle to open up his shoulders like that. This is a Von Miller special right here. Okay, this is what we would coin as the ghost move from Von Miller. We're going to give him our chest. Excuse me, I'll try to time this up a little bit better. We're going to give him our chest, and then we're going to dip underneath it at the last second. And when you do this right, a lot of times an offensive tackle, when they punch, they don't hit anything at all. Ghost move. Almost got home. Back to the Jets game. Oh, we already showed this one. Okay. Aaron Rodgers does his tackles no favors here. Well, I can't tell if this is supposed to be a sprint out or not. And I don't think this is supposed to be a sprint out based off how the offensive line is setting. Aaron Rodgers starts to drift, though, and Jonathan Cooper just ends right up in Aaron Rodgers' lap. And he makes it feel it, too. Anytime you can get a good, clean shot on the quarterback, it's hard to get a shot on the quarterback without getting a flag these days. That's as good as a sack, in my opinion. That, my friends, is just a small little sample size of the impact that Jonathan Cooper has had for the Denver Broncos this season. I'm fired up. The Broncos got this guy signed up long term. It's a super friendly deal that should pay off in the long run. This is what smart teams do. They pay their guys early so they don't have to pay more later. Jonathan Cooper's got 5.5 sacks on the season. In his career in 4 years with Denver Broncos, he's got 18.5 sacks. This season alone, with those 5.5 sacks, he's got 12 quarterback hits to go with it, along with countless quarterback pressures. Jonathan Cooper is a key member of the Denver Broncos. That's why you were able to trade Baron Browning, because you decided we're going to pay Jonathan Cooper. We're not going to pay Baron Browning down the road. Jonathan Cooper, if he keeps this up, he's looking at a Pro Bowl type of season.